Hi guys, it's Saf. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a video that I watch quite a few of them all the time. Well, not quite a few of them, I watch them literally all the time because I'm nosy. So today I am filming a story time video because I was like, what type of video should I do? Literally, pause the video right now. Actually, don't pause it, just play it and tilt your phone or whatever you're watching it on. And comment down below what video you would like to see next time. I heard a few people saying that they wanted to see videos with my new puppy in and stuff, so I'm happy to blooming do that if that's what you guys want. You are going to have to excuse my appearance. I literally started filming with no makeup on and I was like, I look so bad, so I stuck on some eyelashes and they're just a bit too much. And then my eyebrows looked weird, so I put some eyebrow gel on them and then it just doesn't look good. But I am in limited time, so can we just hold up, press the subscribe button, press the like button, and we'll just get on with the video. So I was sat there this morning and I was like, right, I need to pre-film some videos and I don't know what video to film. And then I get this message from this girl and she's like,
oh, I heard that you were in hospital the other day.
She's like,
oh, what happened?
And I was like, story time video. So I'm gonna tell you guys the full story now. It was very dramatic and basically I went through the pain of giving birth at 16 years old without being pregnant. That's just pretty. So let me think of when this started back. I need to originate to the beginning of the story. So about before quarantine happened, I was at the gym and I was doing tricep overhead extensions, I think it was called, and basically I was doing it on a bench because your girl was trying to get gains faster, and make it a little bit harder. And basically you lie off the bench, you lie and then you have your head at the very end, you go that down the back, and basically my head wasn't on the table thing, so my head drops off the back of the thing and I'm laid there and my neck is tensing up and I can't move. And it was when I went to the gym before school, so it's this is 7 o'clock in the morning. Normally I used to leave the gym at 7, we go 5:30 and leave at 7, but I couldn't physically move to get off the thing. I was in so much pain, not scream worthy pain, but oh, mum, come over here. And I was so embarrassed because there was 5, it doesn't sound like a lot, but there was 5 other people in the gym, and they were all because the morning people at the gym, I feel they were all gym people, and there was 2 bodybuilders and then this big guy, and there was this big army guy and who was in had his backpack with his weights in, doing his burpees and his ankle weights on and stuff, and I was oh my god, this is so embarrassing. Anyway, it took me about 10 minutes to get off of this chair and I went home, and after about 4 days it felt fine again. It was a little bit tight and stuff, but it wasn't that bad. But that's not the story. That's just I'm sorry you just had to see my toe, but that's not the story. That's just the reason why what happened was so bad. Maybe 2 weeks ago, I was at the beach with a group of my friends, great group of people. So I'd been asked to go down to the beach with one set of friends. I have different groups of friends, and I've been asked to go down to the group with one group of friends, and then I got asked by another group, and look at me go. I said yes to the first set of friends, obviously, because they'd asked me first, and I'd arranged it and stuff, and but we were in chalets, so at the beach, where I live, there's chalet huts. I don't really know if you're not from England, then you probably don't know what chalets are. I don't know, do they have them in other places? I don't really know. But they're little multicolored huts where you put your surfboards in and stuff, and one of them was there, and then the other one's maybe 100 meters down the promenade from it. We went down to the beach and we had a frisbee and a ball, and we were just playing games on the beach, catching stuff. And then we were oh, we'll make a wrestling ring. So we make this massive wrestling circle, and I'm I am not doing this because there's about 30 people. It turned into a party, the other group that were coming down to the beach, and I was oh my god, this is gonna be so embarrassing, me being really bad at wrestling, because they were all watching, and I'd never done wrestling before, and all these boys were starting in the scrums, and there was what should we call this boy? Jack. Let's call him Jack. Right, so we're just gonna call him Jack. So this one group of friends is watching us, and then there's me and Jack, and then I had about 5 other friends. With the group that I was with, there was 4 boys and 4 girls. So we were doing this wrestling thing, and we were pairing up, and doing like, not like boy versus girl, like girl versus girl, girl versus girl, like boy versus boy, boy versus boy. And there was this boy called Jack, and then this other massive boy, and he was actually called Edward. And they were like doing it, and they were like really even. So us girls were like, okay, we'll do all girls versus all boys, and we failed so badly, because basically it's like a circle, and you have to like the other people out of the circle. I don't really know if that's a good explanation or not, but if you don't really understand wrestling, then you, like, that part of the story is not going to make sense. But that's not the part that matters. So basically you have to wrestle each other out of this circle. So the boy that we're calling Jack, who isn't actually called Jack, but we're going to call him Jack, he was like doing really well. So us girls were like, oh, we'll go all of the girls versus this boy. Like, oh my god, this makes us sound so pathetic. Basically like, oh, one of us will go for one leg, one of us go for the other, and then we'll just like charge, and like we'll just get it, right? We were doing that, and then I got like, when I went to grab his leg, he like flipped me over his shoulder and like threw me out of this circle, and like he's quite strong, so I like spun in the air and then landed, and I'm not sure whether I landed on my head or if I landed on my neck, but like I was like, oof, that hurt. But like I didn't want to say anything because I was like, this is so awkward, because he like really didn't mean to hurt me. So they all carried on like doing this thing. The girls actually ended up winning because I was like laid on the floor, and he like went to come and check, and they were all like, but I was like acting like I was fine, and I was we like sat next to the circle after, and we were all just like sat there talking, and I was just like looking like this, like towards where the road was. I was like, oh, Tegan, because Tegan's one of my best friends, I was like, oh, will you just come and like sit here so that I can like talk to you? I feel like I'm messing with my hair a lot, but it's like really not doing bits, and I literally got it done a few days ago, so like I really don't know what to do. I was like, oh, just come speak to me. And then the boys were like, oh, we're gonna go to the shop. So they went to Co-op to go and get some food, and I was looking at my friend, and I was like, oh my god, and she's like, what? I was like, I can't move my neck, and I was stuck in this position, and I couldn't like move, like that's how much I could move, and I would be in agonizing pain. And I sat there for about 40 minutes, and then I was like, no, this is getting worse, and I tried to move this way, and it was like everything inside of my body, like it was so painful, I can't even explain it. There was like a line of pain like shooting down there in my neck and like across my back, so they thought I'd hit a nerve. And like my friend's quite clever, and she was like, all right, I literally don't know what this is. So she was like, we should probably call like your mum or something. So I rang my mum, and she was like,
oh, it's probably something like what happened at the gym.
And I was like, okay, I'll just like leave it for a minute. And then it had been like 40 minutes at this time, and my friend was like, okay, we'll call like a hospital kind of service thing. So we rang 111, and they were like, okay, what's your symptoms? And my friend was on the phone, and she was like,
okay, so she's got shooting pains down her neck, she can't move, like she can't like breathe properly,
like naming all of my symptoms. And they were like,
okay, so what's her first name, what's her second name, what's her postcode, what's her mum's postcode, what's her dad's postcode?
I was like, I don't frigging know my dad's postcode. Telling them everything. We're on the phone with them for about 10 minutes, like explaining like what like happened and stuff. And then they were like, okay, well, there's not really much that we can do about it. We were like, well, we need some advice. And they were like, yeah, due to your symptoms, you probably should have gone to hospital by now. And I was like, could you not have told me that? I'm sat there and I'm like, could you not have told me that like when I first told you all of my symptoms? So you didn't need to know like everything else, you just needed to know my symptoms, and then you could have like told me that I needed to go to hospital. So we ring 999, and we're like, we've been told to get an ambulance, and we tell them all of my symptoms again. And these like people are so helpful, like credits to the NHS, they were like so good, and they were like telling me what to do and how to move and stuff, and like relaxing my shoulder. I was literally sat there like this. They were like, okay, we're gonna bring down an ambulance, and I was sat there on the beach. 30 of my like other friends are like sat up there like drinking, having this party thing. They were all looking down, like people are like walking past, and I was like, oh my god, I was like, I can't have an ambulance brought down, it's so embarrassing, and I don't want to waste the time like if this just wears off, because like after the gym like it just wore off, and I was like, that would be so embarrassing if the ambulance turned up and like I'd wasted the time. So I ring my mum, and I'm like, mum, you're gonna have to come down to the beach now. And she thinks that it's like not even that bad, and like I'm gonna go home, let my dog in the garden, and we'll like sit in the lounge, have a drink, and like I'll feel fine. No. So she starts walking up the beach, and I walk with my friends Tasha and Tegan, and we're going to like go and walk to like the end of this like promenade area. It's like a strip, like a path like in front of where the chalets are. and I stood up and oh my god, I was in excruciating pain. Like I was literally like gripping my teeth. Like I had to hold onto my friend's hand and I was literally like crushing it. I was like, I am so sorry. I was in such a significant pain, like I can't even explain it. And obviously the boys had gone to co-op and I was like, guys, we're just gonna have to tell them that like I've come on my period. So I say to my friend Amelia, I'm like, will you go up to the top of the chalets and tell the boys not to look down? Say that Saf's come on a period, like she's bled out and she's having to go home and get changed and stuff, because I thought I'd only be like an hour, which would like make sense. So she goes and tells them all that like I've come on my period and I've like bled out and everything. It's like a story that like boys can't like say something against, so they can't be like, oh, like we'll come help her or something, because like that would be awkward for them. So I was like, okay, so nobody has to know, like, because this Jack boy would feel so bad. Like he is so friggin' lovely and he's so kind and he's like really nice to me and stuff, and I didn't want him to feel like bad, and I knew he'd feel like really bad about it. So we're walking down the promenade and I'm literally walking like this, and then I start screaming and I sound like I'm giving birth, and I'm like, Arr! I can't like, I was like, Arr! I can't like mimicate, I can't mimicate, I can't, you know what word I mean, imitate. I can't imitate. I can't like remake the noise, but I was doing that, and my friends, like two of my friends from the other group come down from the toilets and they like see me walking on and I'm like screaming like down the beach. Everybody on the beach is looking at me. I'm literally sweating. I'm literally walking along like this. Like it was so bad. It took me about like 20 minutes to walk 100 meters. It was so bad. And I get into the car with my mum and she's like, oh my god, we need to get you to the hospital now. So she goes to take a faster route, and the faster route, we didn't think about it, had loads of speed bumps. So we're going over like all of these speed bumps and I'm like, mum. So she has to like stop the car and like let cars go around, and we turn up at the hospital and she pulls up outside because obviously like COVID-19, and I was like too bad to be in A&E. And all of these like ambulance people come like running up the back of an ambulance, and I'm like put gas and air in my mouth, and I'm sat there and I'm literally screaming. Like it was just like getting worse and worse and worse. And then my hands started like spasming out and my feet started spasming out, and it all went dead. And then they thought it was something to do with my spine. So I'm sat here crying because I'm like, oh my god, I'm never gonna be able to walk again. Like I'm paralyzed or something like that. Like I thought like parts of my body had been paralyzed, like my feet, I couldn't move them, and they were like, it was like pins and needles, but like extreme. And then they just went like numb and dead, and like it was weird. So they're like putting me in this like wheelchair thing, and then like pushing me down a hill, and then they took me in through the back of the hospital, which I've never been in through, and we go into this like suite thing, and it's like to do with like cardiac arrest or something, because they just put me in like the closest place, and they put me on this bed, and we had to do like 1, 2, 3, and it was like, right, okay, get onto this bed. And I was on this bed and I was screaming. They were giving me like diazepam, paracetamol, ibuprofen, naproxen, I can't even remember all of the things that were giving me, but basically it wasn't doing anything. And I was there for like 4 hours. I was sat, right, my mum was telling me about this, and I was sat on the bed and I was like, oh my god, guys, I'm so sorry, like screaming it to everyone in this room. And then I'd like do like a massive like scream as though I was giving birth. And because like I was like screaming and like fitting out, like I'd suddenly like jolt down the bed. And then because they were having to do like movement like tests on my spine, they had to like physically move me back up the bed. So it'd be like, right, on 3, 1, 2, 3, we're gonna move. And then I'd be like screaming in like immense pain. It was the most painful thing ever. And so I was on gas and air for about 3.5 hours, and then I started going like really dizzy and out of it. And oh, I forgot like a major part to the story. I have like AV heart block, which means that like my heart like is under a lot of stress and it has like an irregular beat and stuff. I should have like planned this story out, like written out, because I like forget parts of it. So they were like testing my heart and stuff at the same time as this, because they were all freaking out, because like obviously my heart was going really fast because I was in so much pain. But like I have like an irregular heartbeat, so like that's a condition that I already have, like that has to be checked and stuff. So everyone was freaking out about that. And then this doctor, like at one point when we thought it was going to get better, he pulls out this needle. So it's like at a point where we're starting to think that it's getting better, and this doctor, he pulls out a friggin' needle. I don't know if you've heard me like explain my fears about needles before, but I've been going to needle therapy for a long time now, and I still can't get like proper blood tests and stuff. Well, I can't get blood tests at all, so I don't really know why I said proper. And he starts like, oh, I can't even like, me open my window. He starts, oh, he's like in a movie, you know, they're like, and like all the stuff, like testing up the needle, and I literally started like screaming and like fitting in the bed and like having like a panic attack, and my heart was going through the roof. Anyway, it was pretty darn crazy. So yes, all of this like acid like stuff was coming up in my mouth, and they were like, this girl's gonna be sick. And I had like buckets. I had about 8 doctors with me, like 8 doctors and nurses, and took all of their names. So I will put them all up on screen now and just tell you that credits to these people. And I was sat there and I was like, I'm gonna buy you gin, I'm gonna buy you chocolate, I'm so sorry if I'm wasting your time. And they were like,
no, you're not wasting our time.
And I was just like crying and apologizing. This boy basically rings my phone and my mum answers the phone, this Jack boy, and he's like, oh, I heard they're in, like, you've had to go to hospital. Like, he's like, is everything okay? And I'm there screaming from my thing, like, I'm just offered! Like, screaming because I literally couldn't talk, and I had this thing in my mouth, and I was like biting down on everything so hard, and like had to like have things to hold on to. Like, it was so friggin' bad. And I put this video, I'll insert a clip now, and basically I was on so like much stuff that I was like out of it. And then it's like it slowly like started to like dawn out and like not feel as painful and stuff. So I was like really like dazed and out of it. I was like really out of it. Like, I was on like loads of medication. My hands, like the feeling on my hands and my feet started to come back, but like I still had like, it was like crazy pins and needles, and I couldn't move my neck like more than this. And then like after like a few hours, they were like, right, I think it's like good enough for like you to go home now. And they were like, it is gonna hurt for a long time though. And it was something to do with like I was having muscle spasms all over my body and stuff like that, and it was like redonkulous. They like moved me out, and I go to the car, and I was like, I like took a video with one of the nurses actually, and I was so like out of it. Like, at this point I was just like sat there and I was chuckling and I didn't know what was going on. After everything had happened, I got brought home and I stayed inside for about 4 days, which is why I've like started to like change the process of like my videos and stuff, because I realized like when things like this happen, I can't be posting twice a week. So I've moved to like posting once a week. I'm going to be posting every Sunday at 1 o'clock. Which is still like stressful, like it's a lot of work to do still, but because it takes me like hours to edit a video. And because like when we were in like inside lockdown, it was so much easier because like I had time, but now I need to like go out, like I want to experience things because this is like my big summer. So I don't care what any of you say, and I know it's like not good for business or whatever, but you know, and yeah, so I had to stay inside. Like, my friend's mum was like bring me chocolate and stuff, and then like 3 weeks later, I'm at this party and I get dropped to my head, and I'm not even kidding, for about a week my neck was just all tense. Like, it felt like if you go to the gym and you do legs and you do it like really hard, and then like for the few days after you can just feel like all your muscles like in your hamstrings and stuff like straining. Like, that is what it felt like, but like in my neck, but like for a long time. Like, if I make like sudden movements, like I can feel it still like in a line down there. And my mum's like, yeah, it's probably gonna last like for months, like this feeling that you have. But basically I thought I would tell you all the experience of when I went through the same amount of pain as giving birth. And before you all come at me and be like, that's not the same amount of pain as giving birth, the doctor frigging said it to me. He was like, I was like, oh, how painful do you think this was? Like, am I overreacting and stuff? He was like, no, you've been through about the same amount of pain as giving birth. And I was like, I'm not having children, not happening. Thank you all. I need to pop this up again, it's wobbling so much. But thank you all so much for watching and listening to my story. I hope you're all doing really well. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, because you clearly don't dislike me that much, and like 69% or something like that of people who watch my videos aren't even subscribed, so that's kind of rude. And I will be back with loads more videos very soon, next Sunday at 1 o'clock. And comment whatever videos you want to see next in the comment section down below. Don't be embarrassed about it. A lot of people like message me on Snapchat and Instagram and be like, you should do this video. I'm like, comment it on my video, give me some help. And I love you all so much. I love you all. Have a good day.